Teddy Feinberg, Brook Stockburger, Teddy and Brook Show, week 9 of the new year. And we are going to get the ball rolling here talking about high school football. High-Oñate, Cruces High, we're going to start there. They play tomorrow evening, which will be Friday, at the Field of Dreams. And Cruces has been mercy ruling a lot of people.
They sure have. I almost have to recuse myself, if I can speak, from this game. I'll be there rooting. My son's on the High-Oñate football team.
Tyler Stockburger, center.
Center, yes. Backup center. Center on varsity, JV team, I mean.
And he gets some varsity snaps, bro.
He's got a few varsity snaps. Yes, good for him. I'm happy for him. Let's be honest, though. Cruces is just rolling through people like knife through butter. You know, it's just crazy. High-Oñate has come off a big win up in Albuquerque, so they're 2-4 now. But it's going to be tough for High-Oñate to pull the win out of this one.
It's kind of amazing because Cruces won a state championship last year, and I think the general expectation, including from yours truly, was that they might take a slight step back. I mean, they lost their quarterback, Jonathan Joy. They lost some key pieces off their offensive line. And they look better. They look better than they did.
Yeah, they do. They have a sophomore quarterback, the coach's son, and they're just rolling. They're just rolling through people. High-Oñate has actually been in some games, some of their losses this year. They've played better than their record has shown, but this is going to be a tough one for them.
Well, defensively, Cruces High, I made a very odd noise with my nose. Defensively, Cruces High is better this year, and that's the big difference. I mean, when you consider they give up 1 rushing yard to Rio Rancho, and I think they've given up like 6 points the last 3 weeks. I mean, they're shutting people out. They're embarrassing the opposition. They're mercy ruling everybody. So High-Oñate needs to just go out there and compete and hope they don't get a 50 burger put up on them. Sorry, Brook.
A 50 burger. I'll probably be eating a 50 burger myself in the stands. But yeah, they just need to hang loose, play their game, and hopefully, the turnover gods will smile on them. And they'll get some advantages.
We spent 3 minutes talking about this game, so let's move on. Mayfield-Gadsden is tonight. That's Thursday. We spent 2 minutes on it. Mayfield-Gadsden is tonight. That's Thursday. And obviously Mayfield is favored in this football game. Gadsden got their wins against Chaparral and Santee. They finished in 3rd place last year, and they're hoping for a 3rd place finish again under former Pittsburgh Steeler Roy Girello and New Mexico State Aggie.
That's right, former great, no doubt about it. Good football guy. They're 2-4 as well. Mayfield's coming off a tough loss
to Volcano Vista.
Yes, definitely. And it's hard to see the Trojans having a setback 2 weeks in a row. They're going to be fired up, mad that they had that loss. They're not really scaring people this year, but they're finding ways to win, and I think that maybe woke them up a little bit this weekend. I don't see them losing to Gadsden.
I think they're good. I don't know if they're great. and the thing is, Mayfield used to always be good, and then they would play a notch above that level, and I think they're trying to find that notch, but they're certainly a good team, and they'll be there at the end. Centennial at St. Mike's. St. Mike's was ranked number 1 in Class 3A. Centennial looking to make the Class 4A playoffs. That's on the road. That's going to be a tough game for Centennial. I really believe that. NMSU played New Mexico last week in Albuquerque on the football field, and New Mexico looked like Alabama. They ran for 540 yards, and they won 66-17. That wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. New Mexico, we knew they were going to be able to run the ball, one of the top rushing teams in the country, but what they did to the Aggies up there, in Albuquerque was just crazy.
You got an itch there?
I got an itch. It's making me itch just thinking about it. All the dust thrown up from the UNM rushing game. They got beat worse than they did at Texas, and that's a pretty scary thought. And I was looking up on my handy Aggie schedule here, and 2 of their next 3 games are against pretty good rushing teams as well, Rice and Louisiana Lafayette, both in the top 40, at least, in NCAA rushing statistics.
I mean, bottom line, they didn't play well offensively. They played way worse than that defensively, and special teams continued their weekly breakdown. So they have nowhere to go but up. They do have a bye this week, and then hopefully the second half of the season's a little bit more manageable. They can get their young quarterback, King Davis III, up to speed. They can evaluate him and see if he can be the man that they want under center. And hopefully they can grab a couple wins in the second half. Abilene Christian, Idaho, right now they're 0-6. Hopefully there's a couple W's in their future. And winning still helps. So it'd be nice for them to get a win or 2 and compete and improve in all the areas that we talked about. Starting a quarterback. I will say their New Mexico kids have also contributed positively. Yeah. Brandon Betancourt, their starting running back. They have 2 wide receivers, Adam Shapiro and Josh Bowen, who have both played well. Clint Barnard, their middle linebacker, Matt Ramondo, who was a defensive tackle. All those guys have kind of contributed. So that's been one bright spot for the team moving into the second half of the season. We will see how it progresses from here. And then Major League Baseball. Were you going to say something, Brook?
No, I was just going to say no excuses for what happened, but they did have a brutal, start to their schedule, obviously, as we know, and they don't have conference play to look forward to, which is kind of hard. But they do sort of have a little bit easier schedule the second half, and there are a couple W's waiting there for them if they want to, just pick up the rock.
They got to beat Abilene Christian. Yeah. They have to. That's a must-win. They have to beat Abilene Christian.
It is a must-win.
Major League Baseball, and Idaho for that matter. Major League Baseball playoffs, Pirates were eliminated.
Yes, it was sad, but also very happy for the season they had. And, as a fan who suffered for the last 20 years looking for winning seasons, I'm glad they made it this far into the divisional, series.
They have a nice core nucleus with McCutcheon. Pedro Alvarez is a streak home run hitter, 36 bombs, 100 ribbies this year. Marlon Byrd was a great midseason transaction. Sure. They need to hold on to Liriano. They got to figure out what they're going to do about Alvarez's contract situation. They do face some questions, as any small market team will do. Now the question becomes, do the Oakland A's beat the Detroit Tigers tonight? I am a Detroit Tigers fan. I will say if they lose, that will effectively eliminate all the small market teams, which will hurt because I like the small market teams.
Yeah, it's nice to have the little guy to pull for, but this is it's either A's, Dodgers, or Cardinals, Red Sox. I can't.
God, none of those teams are appealing. I mean, I can honestly say none of those teams. Hopefully the Tigers can pull through if they do in fact win. And if Oakland wins, I know for a fact I'll be rooting for either one of those teams either way. I get the Dodgers are just unlikable. Sorry guys.
They're playing so well.
So are the Red Sox, so are the Cardinals. Folks, we'll check you later. We're getting a look. It's been over 6 minutes now. We've been rambling. LC Sun News for the latest and greatest. At Teddy Feinberg, at B Stockburger on Twitter, or Sun News Sports Facebook page. As always, we'll be bumping. Have a good one.